Hello. Today is October the 10th of 2022. I'm going to be talking about this wonderful dragon fruit that is called Asunta 5. As you know, Asunta 5, I developed that particular type by crossing Tricia with Asunta 4, and they come out so many little plants like this. When you grow in from seed, you can get a little plant like this, and then you have to wait till this particular plant grows and see the results of the fruit for almost 5 years. You will see the results. But thanks that today technology, Richard, Paco, and other peoples develop the grafting system, so they can graft this young plant, this young dragon fruit seedling, into an older plant, and then that particular seedling will be able to produce fruit in 2 years. So that was a very good discovery that they did it, so now we don't have to wait too long to see how the new hybrid that we created will come up. So that is the beginning of that. So that's the way I started Asunta 5. As you know, I developed so many Asuntas already. I started been doing cross-pollinated with a red flower in 2000. So it's been already 20 years, more than 20 years that we've been working this particular plant, the dragon fruit. The reason I was doing this is because my main goal is to try to create a plant that will be able to keep the flower open in daytime. So then bees will come and do, or any of the insects will do the pollination in daytime. Because you know very clear that the dragon fruit flower opens only in nighttime. Opens at 8 o'clock in the night and closes at 8 o'clock in the morning. So at that time we don't have bees, we don't have insects. The only insect will do the pollination will be bats or moths. And we don't have those in here, so therefore nowadays it has to be hand pollinated. And we're doing the hand pollination. We collect the pollen, and then we save the pollen in the refrigerator, and then we can do the pollination early in the morning or the same day, same evening. But I want to tell you very clear, so many people say that they are a self-fertile dragon fruit. With all my experience, the only one I know that is self-fertile was the Vietnamese white. That one produced by herself with no cross-pollination, no hand pollination. Why? Because in that particular plant, the anthers and the stigma are at the same height, and then it's easy to be pollinated. And then the genes of that particular plant is fertile by herself, because mostly the dragon fruits, their own pollen don't work, so has to be cross-pollinated. So that's why I was trying myself to develop a plant that will be open in daytime, so insects will be doing that, so then we'll cut all the labor can be done and wasting time and doing the pollination nighttime. But so far I don't was able to do it. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I never were able to do it. Some dragon fruits, they might be open till 10 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, so that helps for the bees to do the pollination. But actually we never got one that will be open in all the daytime. Another thing that I was working with the red flower because it was beautiful. So we have Asunta 1, Asunta 2, Asunta 3, Asunta 4. All of them, the main characteristic is that the flower is red, beautiful red flower, but opens in nighttime only. It has to be cross-pollinated. None of them is self-fertile. So 6 years ago, I started cross-pollinating again. So this time I used Tricia as the mother, and I put Asunta 4 as the father. And then I got the seeds and I planted. When I plant those, I got so many little plants like this. You can get maybe 50 or 60 plants or 100 little plants. So what I did is I give away to a lot of people's my jam plants, because remember, I am 82 years old and I don't have too much time left. So my theory is, if I give these plants to young people, they will have more time to be able to grow that plant and go ahead with the project. And so many people, they did it. One example is that Paco got his first Asunta 5, I think 3 years ago. And that was very well, very nice. Then Richard grew it. Then I have so many Asuntas that they come out. One thing I want to mention to you, of all these little plants that you see, they come up from one seed. Each plant will be different, even if they are brothers and sisters. They come from the same fruit, the seeds. Each seed will go different. It will go towards the different of the mother or the father or the grandparents, who knows. But will be different. That's why we have the problem in the Asunta 5. We have so many Asunta 5s with different characteristics. We have the Asunta 5 with a beautiful white flower, identical like a Tricia. Big flower, beautiful, beautiful flower. But the problem is the stigma is almost 6 inches up, and the anthers, they are very low, 1 inch high. So it's very difficult to the pollen to reach up there. We have another one that come out so good without knowing, is we have the Asunta 5 yellow. I mean, this particular plant come out with a red flower, yellow skin fruit. The texture of the fruit is white, and the bricks of that particular fruit was 16, but was very, very good flavor. Remember, even if the brick sometimes is lower, the sweetness and the acid of the fruit is good. So it's another thing I want to mention to you, it's very difficult to please everybody's taste. Some people say like sweet, other ones say like acid, or so many people say like different type of. So no matter what, that particular fruit came up so good, and I was so surprised to get that particular fruit, the Asunta 5 yellow. You have in here the picture of the Asunta 5 yellow. You see, the flower is red, the skin of the fruit is yellow, The shape of the fruit is identical, almost like the tricha, elongated, and the bracts, they are small too. Completely different. And the pulp was white. This, I call the name of this particular, I put the name Patricia. Patricia is the name of my wife, and I want her to have that Asunta 5 to have the name of my wife, Patricia. So I am very pleased with this fruit that came out that way. So now we have to try to propagate it. Now the main reason we're going to be talking today is actually the Asunta 5. Asunta 5. I am so happy with this Asunta 5 that come out so beautiful. The flower is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's a big flower, almost it's 10 inches long, the whole flower. And diameter is almost 8 inches in diameter. So as you see, it's almost pinkish, magenta, and white. It's a beautiful flower. And guess what? You have to be cross-pollinated this particular too. Once you do cross-pollinate with any regular dragon fruit, you will get this beautiful fruit. Look how big this fruit is. It's almost brownish. It's a color is very special color. It's not red, it's not brown, but it's typical. This is a typical color of the Asunta 5 fruit, and so come out very good. As you can see, the weight. It's almost 1 pound. Good size, big size, good one. And another thing that I like Asunta 5 is a big improvement. Look how thick the leaf is. Very strong leaf. Very, very strong. Very solid. This particular leaf tolerates the cold and the hot weather. So actually, I am very happy that we have the Asunta 5 in different types of flowers. Like I say, white flower, then a pinkish flower, and the fruit is different. We have one that the fruit is red skin. We have another one that the skin is yellow one, and this one with the skin is kind of a maroon. Beautiful maroon color. So now, after I describe to you guys everything, we're going to go and test it, this particular fruit. I'm going to cut it. Look the color. The color is identical like Tricia. Well, you have to know that Tricia was the mother. Look the skin, a lot of seeds, very juicy and very appealing tasting fruit. Now we're going to measure the bricks. We have to see how sweet it is. Alright, you have to put only the juice. With the refractometer you will measure how sweet the fruit is, the sweetness. actually is 18 bricks. I don't know if you will be able to see it. Okay, but anyway, it's 18 bricks. It's very good. It's not actually very sweet and bricks measure like the other ones that they will be up to 20, 22, but 18 is very good. And now we're gonna go, the most wonderful part is the tasting of the fruit, how good the fruit is. You're gonna cut it, peel it, delicious. Sweet, has a strong texture so you can chew it. Lettuce seeds that they crack it when you chew it up, and you can see very good. So as you can see, Asunta 5 come out wonderful plant, and I am very happy that quite a few people already are growing this particular plant, and they depend how lucky they are which Asunta they will, which Asunta 5 they will get in, because like I mentioned, there are Asunta 5 with a white flower, Asunta 5 with a red flower, another one with a pink flower, another one with pink with white, and all of them are big, good plants and very delicious. I am very pleased with this particular new development, this particular new fruit, and I'm very happy that I've been helping all these years trying to improve the dragon fruit, because in the beginning the dragon fruit was very bad, was only the Asian, the dragon fruit from Vietnam with no flavor at all. The pulp was white. As the years went by, everybody started changing. You know, we developed new types, and then now we have white flash with sweet, good flavor. One of those is George. Another one that is very good too is we have American Beauty that was developed by Paul Thompson. That was a very good fruit that is becoming very popular, and the pulp of that one is pink, very tasty, very sweet, big fruit. We have Condor, then we have Tricia, that is excellent fruit. We have so many. Nowadays we have almost, I would say, more than 100 different types of dragon fruit. So someday we're going to make a decision which one will be the only dragon fruit that will dominate the market. So that is up to the customers and the time and future. Has to be a plant that will tolerate cold weather, you know, because remember, California is sometimes the weather is tough. In here in my city, in Simi Valley, this summer we had 116 for 2 weeks, and my plants, they were completely burned out. So all my fruits was small. So I had a very bad time with the weather. And to pile those problems, then we have the ration of water. We don't have water enough to be able to put in my garden. So now we are rationing to use only water. Saturdays, that's the only day I can use in my plants. So we having a very hard time, but I'm glad we are not into mass production. We are just a hobby. As you know, I've been doing this as a hobby for many years. So I never sold one single plant. Always I give it away, because I get the pleasure of myself when I give it away to somebody. They tell me thank you, and that is more to me than the money. Well, I hope so you appreciate this little movie that we made regardless to Asunta 5, and enjoy it and try to get one of those cuttings and grow it, and you will be able to have it in your garden. Thank you so much, and goodbye.